Hey guys, it's Multimedia 7 here to do an AHS class. Reading a message. The zodiac sign for this message is Capricorn. Now, we're going to do things a little bit more differently. The overall message for today for Capricorn is Psalm 90 from the Bible. Also another high significant message is Moses and Moses' prayer. Now, when you go to Psalm 90 in the Bible, the most iconic part reads, Lord, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations. Before the mountains were born, you brought forth the earth and the world from everlasting to everlasting. You are God. You turn men back to dust, saying, return to dust, O sons of men. Today, I'm going to let you know my personal bias when it comes to reading the Bible. Now, me personally, you will never hear me say Lord. When I think of the terminology Lord, in my own personal bias, you can even go back to ancient civilizations, kingdoms. You can think of monarchies like the England, and things of that sort, where they call people by Lord. It was the title of rank. What I noticed, even in early childhood, is that people pick and choose what they call God. Knowing that there's so many different variations of deities and what people believe in and worship as God, me personally, my own personal bias, I've always felt it necessary to say just God and, leave it at that, because I feel like when you just say God, it's straightforward. There's people who don't call God's name and they say Jesus. There's people who don't call God's name and they say Lord. And there's people that don't call God's name and they say the Creator. You gotta be real specific about who you're talking to. That's just my own personal bias. So me personally, from reading what I've read in the Bible, from listening to prophets and priests and preachers and pastors, I came to my own conclusion that when you read the Bible, because you'll see even in the same paragraph and sentence, one sentence or the same sentence will say Lord and then still say God. So I'm not going to hold y'all. I firmly believe in the Bible when it says Lord, they're talking about the D-E-V-I-L. I don't want to give that person clout, but I need y'all to know who y'all be talking to and who y'all be calling on. Because if the Bible is supposed to be so straightforward, which technically it's not, why in one sentence can they say Lord and the next sentence say God when it could have just said God throughout the whole book? That's something for people to think about. Now, also, when I read this passage, I used the AHS terminology and reading decoder to find the secret message. If you want to learn more about that, join the AHS class. It reads off for $242. Now, it now reads, when decoded, Lord, have our place. Keep that in mind what I just said, right? Lord, have our place. All the four mountains. Born you forth. Now, forth was shown to me as fourth, as in the number 4. Earth, the from, to you, God. You see the switch up? Turn back dust. Return dust, sons, men. Now, this is a Capricorn meeting. If you're into tarot, if you're just into, the esoterics, occult stuff of that nature, Capricorn what it stands for. So, without bringing any clout to that man's name, because at that point, once you kicked out of heaven, you really technically is a man. Now, with knowing that, right? Let's break it down to the book. It says, Lord, have our place. What does that sound like? Selling your soul. That sound like allegiance to someone other than God. Because let's be technical about it. What place would God replace himself with a human being? Alright, keep that in mind. Now it says, all before mountains. Now, if you know God created everything, and you know about in the beginning how he created the earth, and if you also know theological reasoning, they have claimed that that this newfound man who was to and somewhat inherit the earth or just live there, right? There's been theological reasoning to believe that this particular deity that atheists believe in live in the mountainsides or in places such as Antarctica. So keep that in mind. Born you forth, earth. Now this person was thrown onto earth. This particular person also has been rumored. Go purchase my Watt book, Vertical Tips. You'll find something interesting there. Now, the number 4 is in relation to feminine joy protection. It has been told that this particular, you heard the saying, a dog's a man's best friend. That's one. There's also been rumored that this particular deity likes to work with women. So, purchase my Watt book if you want more explanations there. Then it switches up to you, God. Turn men dust. Return dust, sons, men. Now, if you also go back to the beginning of the Bible, it talks about the creation of the first humans, what happened there, and who had to get turned to dust. That's only something God was able to do. Not no other deity. So, for me to be doing this reading right now, God is about to do something major. I have a feeling that I don't want to say he's upset, but I have a feeling like something has been warned, predestined, and is about to, take place where he has to take action. Now, also reading this, I wanted to look up what a psalm was. I already know, but just for people who don't, a psalm is a sacred song hymn based on Christian and Jewish worship. Something about the correlation from Christianity to Judaism. Jewish. So, also looked up Moses, since this is his prayer, located in the Bible. Moses was a Hebrew teacher and leader, most important prophet in Judaism and Samaritism. Samaritism is monotheism. Is believes in monotheism, which is one God, belief in one God, one deity. Moses was born in the land of Goshen, which is in Egypt, and today is in the land of Delta. I don't know what Delta Airlines have to do anything, but significant there. Also, Moses had died in Mount Nebo in Jordan. Jordan, first thing I thought about was a sneaker company. And something about sponsorships. Now, his place of death is high significant to the Old Testament. And also, in the Old Testament, the last place he was, before he could even reach, was the Promised Land. So there's some things for people to think about. On the top of the deck, it is $1 trillion. I don't know if there's a specific finding from these areas. I don't know if there's a specific message in this teaching for someone to hear. But that is a message, Be blessed.